Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how I make this super easy Asian inspired lunch wrap. I'm Anita, welcome to my channel where I show you how I've lost almost 150 pounds following the animal-based ketogenic diet. Okay, there's a woman in my group who showed an Instagram reel on Facebook, and she was looking to carnivore this particular recipe, and it's actually pretty easy to do that as long as you have a carnivore wrap. This recipe comes from a Instagram channel named Honest Kitchen. They have over 1 million followers. It's all Korean food. And I just loved how this looked, and I just thought, oh, you know, gotta make that for lunch. And I made them yesterday, and I was so impressed with how it turned out that I thought, I gotta show you guys how to make this. It is a really good break. I mean, not everybody gets tired of, you know, steak and ground beef and the meat, you know, people who are doing carnivore. But sometimes people like to have just a change of textures, and this will provide that. And it's also really good for your family members that you're trying to woo over to your lifestyle. This is animal-based. The people who are 100% carnivore, that don't deviate from meat, they can leave out the bit of avocado that's in it. They can leave out, you know, some of the other things I'm going to add. But this is definitely, you know, 98% carnivore. Good enough for me because I do not claim to be pure ever. And I'm just interested in whole foods and following an animal-based ketogenic diet. So let's get started. I'm going to tell you what's in it. First, let's get a close-up of the inside of this wrap. Inside that wrap is beef belly. I got these beef bellies from the Asian market. This is something that they sell. You can use beef ribeye, chuck, anything. The key is that they've sliced it into these super thin slices that are used for hot pot. Also might see a package that says shabu shabu on it. That's what this is. There's about 12 ounces here on this plate. We're going to use 2 eggs. I'm going to use half an avocado. That's kind of the wraps. I'm gonna explain the wraps. So these are carnivore wraps. I made these in my last video. You can watch that video to see how they're made. There's only 3 ingredients. These particular wraps have heavy cream powder, eggs, and baking soda. If you cannot do dairy, if this doesn't work for you, then you can make the egg white wraps that are on my channel. We'll link that below. You can buy Egg Life wraps. I think you can get them from Amazon. You can get them in most grocery stores in the US. I can't get them in Canada, so that's why I make my own out of egg whites. Any type of a, you know, if you're keto, any type of a keto wrap, carnivore wrap, whatever wraps you're used to making yourself, you can use. And I'm going to make a spicy mayo to dip them in, just for that added touch of authenticity. I'm keeping it super simple. Their recipe had a few ingredients in it. This is only going to be avocado mayo, or use your own homemade butter mayo or bacon mayo, and a little squirt of sriracha. So that's going to give it the bite that it will need. So let's get started. We've already got the wraps from my previous video. Now we need to go to the stove and cook our meat and eggs, and then we'll come back here to assemble it. So let's go. Okay, I'm going to heat up the front burner here, melt about a teaspoon of tallow. I'm going to start by cooking 2 eggs just into a round shape. I'm going to beat the egg first. We will be putting them aside and cutting them into egg ribbons. And it's okay if they break, because we are going to be slicing them up. This first part is just cooking them through. Second egg. Like I said, it's fine if they break. Not a problem. Okay, now I'm going to make the beef belly. This is probably way more beef belly than I need, but again,
whoops.
Okay, I was saying this is probably more beef belly than I need, but I really like it. It's so good. So I will just put whatever's left in a little bowl and eat it at another meal. Now you can take some scissors and you know, chop this up a little finer. I didn't bother doing that. I didn't mind having the whole pieces in my wrap. You just want to make sure that you cook it all. Once it's all cooked, I'm going to be seasoning it a little bit. Now, here's your choices. You can keep it closer to pure carnivore, just throw some salt on there. You can use red boat fish sauce for some umami, and you're still going to be keeping it carnivore because the only ingredient in the fish sauce is anchovies and sea salt. So this is a very clean option. I do sometimes use this soy sauce substitute. It's called Naked and Saucy. It's organic. It is made with organic fermented coconut sap. So coconut sap, it is going to have a couple of carbs. Like I use about a teaspoon, and this is 3 carbs per tablespoon. So if I use this, it'll add a carb. At the end, when this is finished cooking, I'm going to put in a teaspoon of sesame oil. Now, before you say, seed oils, not considered a toxic seed oil. I thought it was, and I threw out a perfectly good bottle of sesame oil, organic, cold pressed. Just make sure you get the best sesame oil you can in a dark glass bottle, like I have, is good. And it is not considered one of the toxic seed oils. I have looked into it. So your choice, again, it does add a very authentic flavor to this, and the aroma, it's wonderful stuff, I think. Okay, that's almost cooked. So yeah, those are the only two, you know, well, they're not carnivore, but they're in such small amounts, I'm okay to do it. So I'm just gonna drain this a bit. You can make this, this meat as crispy as you like. Okay, I'm gonna put a teaspoon approximately in here. It's just gonna give it a nice flavor. Okay, and I'm turning off the heat now and adding, because you don't want to heat up these oils. I'm adding about a teaspoon. Well, that's going to take forever. It's these little drops. I'm going to add just a few drops. It won't even be a teaspoon. Probably end up being half a teaspoon. Just enough to give it that wonderful flavor and aroma. Okay. So we've got our eggs and our beef ready. We're going to go back over to the counter and assemble. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is to slice the eggs into ribbons. And that's really just a matter of doing something like this and thinly slicing your wad of eggs. And let's get our first wrap here. I would have preferred square wraps for this, but it doesn't, you know, we'll just do our best. So I'm gonna lay out some meat, eggs. And a couple of slices of avocado. And you can certainly leave out the avocado. I have avocado a couple of times a week because I like it. It's a good source of potassium. Then we're going to just take a sharp knife and cut it into smaller pieces. And there we go. Okay, it's a little messy. It can be a little messy, but it's gonna get eaten, right? And then I'm gonna do the second one here. And I'm very happy to see I have some leftover meat to just eat out of a bowl. And any leftovers actually could just be chopped up and put in a bowl, like if there was, you know, more egg left over. Then I'm going to very quickly make the spicy mayo. Super quick. That's about half a teaspoon. So I know some people will be upset. I've heard people say in groups can't eat that stuff. Half a teaspoon is half a carb, and it's going to be amongst all these wraps. I'm okay with that too. It's really going to add that punch of flavor. Taste test time. Okay, the moment of truth. Taste test time. Actually, I'll try it without the mayo. I'll try the first bite. That's so good even without the sriracha mayo. Just put that on there though, because that's what kind of gives it that final punch. All right, let's go.
Let's see if I can get that all in my mouth. I don't know.
This is amazing flavor, so easy, amazing textures and tastes different from your normal everyday steak. I would love to find myself a piece of beef belly that's not all sliced up, but still, this is a good way to get it in. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Claudia, for bringing my attention to that reel where they made these the authentic Korean way with tofu wraps and all that stuff. This is a really good substitute if you're keto or carnivore, cutting back the carbs. So thanks for watching. I hope you try it and enjoy it, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, Teddy, you're looking for a little bite? All right. Hang on, let's get you a piece. There we go. What a good boy.
Group who showed a seed oils. Yeah. Wow. You could use. I need to blow my nose. Okay. Seed oils. Wow.